Redmi keeps throwing out phones left and right, but there is one specific phone which got a lot of heads turning, not because it has an excellent camera or some unique color scheme or design, but because of its low price to performance ratio, and most importantly, a special compact version of Android to cater to the relatively small processor and limited memory called Android Go. This is the Redmi Go. If gadget reviews, DIY projects, and life hacks are your thing, then consider subscribing to my booth and turn on the bell notifications so you don't miss out on any of the action. Hey guys, welcome back to my booth. Irfan here. This is budget phone at its finest. It has a price tag of around $80. I got it from Banggood.com. Unfortunately, they don't have it anymore, nor does many websites, which is kind of surprising cause it was available everywhere and then all of a sudden it got discontinued. I'll leave links for similar phones in the description box below, and if Banggood restocks it, I'll update the links. Let's do a quick unboxing and then move on. Here is the box. As usual, we see the global version tag here. Inside the box we have the phone, below which is a paper envelope with a user manual and a SIM tray pin. Below that we have a charging brick and micro USB cable. That's about it for the contents. Now if you notice, there is no screen protector or a phone case, which is usually included in Redmi devices. Anyways, the device is the most average size phone you can get. It fits perfectly in one hand. You're not gonna get infinity display for 80 bucks, but it does have a decent 5-inch HD display. It comes in two colors, black and blue, which is the one I have here. The color is pretty neat though. It has a very decent dark shade. The back and sides are completely plastic, which makes the device very light. It's 137 grams. Coming to the ports and cameras, we have an 8 megapixel rear camera on the back alongside a single LED flash. On the top we have a 3.5 mm audio jack along with microphone. On the bottom we have another microphone, charging port and the speaker. On the right side are the power and volume buttons, and on the left side we have two SIM trays. Unlike many phones, you don't have to compromise on one SIM card for a memory card. It can accommodate two nano SIMs and a micro SD card up to 128 GB. Finally, on the front we have the 5 megapixels front camera next to the speaker and touch sensitive navigation buttons on the bottom. The screen is 5-inch 1280 by 720p HD display with an aspect ratio of 16:9 and pixel density of 296 pixels per inch. Not very bright, but decent colors and contrast. Nothing much to complain really. I downloaded a couple of high definition wallpapers to give you guys a better perspective of the screen quality. The most interesting thing about this whole device is its operating system. It's basically Android Oreo 8.1.0, moves quite fluently as expected. Now if you come to the Google folder on the homepage, you can see the basic Google apps like Google Search, YouTube, Gmail, Maps, etc. But all of them have a small Go in the name. That is because these are all part of Android Go, which is a compact version of Android and is free from all bloatware which comes usually along in form of manufacturers' apps. These apps are slightly smaller in size, and even the layout is slightly different than the standard versions. For example, if you see the YouTube Go app, you can clearly see the difference. You don't have the trending and inbox tab. Even the subscriptions tab is missing. Instead, it shows the subscriptions on the top. No stories either. However, the cool thing is when you tap on a video, it first asks you which quality you want to view along with the video size so you can save on your data. Other than YouTube Go, you have other essentials like Gmail Go, Maps, Google Assistant, and even for photos, you have Google Photos. I mean, there is no gallery. This is the default media gallery of the phone. One thing I find particularly interesting is the Google Go app. Now you have the search, voice search, and discover, which is basically news. All these are pretty standard, but the lens feature is quite unique. It's not new by any means, but I love to go over it whenever a phone has it. It's basically like a smart camera. You can take a picture and it will detect any words in the picture. Once it does, you can listen to it, translate it into a different language right here on the screen, and you can even search for any of the word online. Pretty neat, yeah. And the words don't even have to be upright. It will detect them no matter what the orientation. There's also a shortcut to all the essential apps, whether it be social media, entertainment, sports, games, etc. You can access them right away from here, and most of them don't even need downloading. You can play them from the browser itself. There's also a Facebook Lite pre-installed. Anyways, because of all these Lite apps, the total system file storage is only 2.6 GB, which is very helpful considering the total memory of this phone is 8 GB. There is a 16 GB version as well, but I have the 8 GB one. Now we come to the cameras. The rear camera is 8 megapixels, pretty standard, not great really. It has a bunch of filters, all the normal ones you find in pretty much any phone nowadays. A couple of scene options, not bad but not great either. It can record 1080p videos. Here are a couple of pictures and videos taken with the phone to give you a better perspective. Front camera is 5 megapixels, kinda hopeless really. If you have used any decent camera phone, you would not want to take a picture with this. It's kinda grainy, blurry, and the colors are just bland. So in general, nothing great in the camera department, but again, it's $80. You can't really expect that much from it. Coming to the processor, it houses a Snapdragon 425 clocked at 1.4 GHz, decent enough to handle mid-size apps and games, but don't expect to play PUBG on it. Antutu completely refused to run on it no matter how many times I tried. It just kept getting stuck at one point. With Geekbench, I was able to get a benchmark score of 1650 on the multi-core test. I tried playing relatively small games on it like Subway Surfers and it seemed to do fine for the whole time I played. However, when I moved to Rodeo Stampede, which isn't really a heavy game but quite complex, there's a lot happening on the screen at the same time and the phone was clearly struggling with it. It took time loading and even during gameplay there was a little bit of lagging. Surprisingly, Asphalt 8 was running pretty smooth. There was occasional frame skipping, but in general it was pretty smooth. However, after 10 minutes, the phone started warming up. So in short, good for pastime, but not really a gaming device, which was kind of obvious already. Battery is 3000 milliamp hours, takes about 3 hours to charge, and so far it has been 5 days and the battery is down to 15%, but this is without calls or anything. So realistically, I would say a full battery will last about 3 to 4 days on average use, and maybe a week more if you leave it on standby. Speaker is appropriately loud for its size. Looks like an ad, right? Well, took me a while, but I finally managed to do it. And when it comes to connections, it has Bluetooth 4.1 and Wi-Fi. Only 2.4G is supported, not 5G. Cellular data 4G is supported, but only on one of the two SIMs in the phone can use 4G at a time. Alright, that was a complete overview of the Redmi Go 4G smartphone. Now to summarize, very handy size, good build, good looking phone if we talk about the color, 5-inch display, sharp and vibrant, rear camera is okay, front camera, meh, small processor but enough to handle all daily tasks and mild gaming. Speaker is fine as well, but the main highlight of the phone is the OS, Android Go. It takes up a small part of the phone memory, which has two main advantages. It doesn't slow down the phone and at the same time leaves enough memory for other stuff like pictures, videos and other apps, even in an 8 GB phone. It's not a great device, but it does have the good phone feel to it, you know it when you use it. It has a fluent UI, sharp display and all that. In some of the Chinese phones, even though they boast of high-end specs, but one swipe across the screen tells how worthy it is. So yeah, not a bad phone, especially for the price tag of $80. That's it for now guys. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button below. And while you're there, don't forget to subscribe to my booth for more gadget reviews, DIYs and life hacks. You can also follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter and Instructables. All the links are in the description box below. Click on the thumbnails to watch my other videos or check out my YouTube channel for more. And as always, thanks for watching.